Welcome back to the 2023 World Series Victory Parade as we celebrate the Texas Rangers, your world champions. I'm going to say that as often as I can because I've been waiting a long time for those words to come out of my mouth.
You and tens of thousands of people here in the city of Arlington, home of champions, home of where dreams come true. I want to go to lead sports anchor Joe Trahan, senior reporter Teresa Woodard. We've been talking with fans here all morning, as y'all have as well, and there's one name we keep hearing over and over again: Garcia.
With good reason, too. I mean, Adolis Garcia put his imprint not only on this postseason run, but on this franchise.
Yeah.
No one will forget what he was able to bring. The way he hit those home runs, it's also dramatic, especially, obviously, the one to win Game 1 of the World Series, the tone setter. And listen, it was a matter of the Diamondbacks really having the upper hand for most of that Game 1. If the Rangers wouldn't have been able to turn that thing around, who knows how this would have ended up. But he sealed it, and no one will ever forget El Bombi in the walk-off in World Series Game 1.
No doubt. And you do wonder, if he would have stayed healthy and he would have been on the roster for the entire World Series, I don't know. Do you think he would have given Corey Seager a run for his money when it came to World Series MVP?
Listen, I think they were what and what. I started calling them thunder and lightning, right? Because somebody was going to make a lot of noise, and they both did, and it was fun to watch them go in tandem.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because after El Bombi got hurt, he had a meeting with all the different hitters.
Absolutely.
And Corey Seager said it impressed him and it moved him because El Bombi, who's this big, strong guy, got emotional. And he told his teammates, "You guys are legendary." And they went out and proved it in Game 4 when they absolutely blew out the Diamondbacks.
Put up an 11 spot. The hitting was on fire, and you got to believe that El Bombi's speech led to some of that. He fired them up. They have the ability to do it, but when he went down, they said, "We're doing it for Doley."
They did it for Doley. They picked him up, and that's been the hallmark of this team. When the pitchers might be having a bad day, the hitters step up.
Absolutely.
When the hitters don't have it going, we have seen a bullpen that really no one expected to be able to perform the way they did, do incredible things to help this team bring it home and win this championship.
At some point during the season, I'm going to own up to it. I tweeted, "This bullpen is going to be the end of me." But look what happened. The bullpen got us here.
Listen, I'll be the first to tell you, full transparency, I thought that was going to be the thing that kept them from winning a championship.
Yeah.
But it did not. And oh, by the way, all they did was pitch a combined shutout in the series-clinching win. That is so emblematic of this Rangers team. They just kept doing things you just didn't expect.
The roller coaster ride of the season. I know we've said that word many times, but there were times when you thought maybe we're down and out right now, especially in the end of September or early September when we got swept by the Astros. Dare I say the word Astros on television during a World Series championship parade. But we got swept. And in my head, I thought, okay, I think this might just be, stick a fork in us. But look what we did. We came back. We eked our way in. We lost the division on the last day of the season, but look where it got us. We won the World Series despite all of those challenges.
I think so many people nationally and national media members wrote them off because in that stretch, they lost 16 of 20 games.
Yes.
That's when the national pundits said, hey, great start. Boch has got them going. They might be good down the stretch, but they can't really contend this year. Not only can they contend, they can win the whole dang thing.
And we are celebrating that today in a big way. You guys, the crowd is incredible right here at the site where the rally is going to happen. Joe and I are standing just between Globe Life Field and Texas Live. In that area, if you've been to a game, we're right by the Nolan Ryan statue, and this is where it's all going to end. But we have Marcus Took and Cynthia Itziguera who are over at the beginning of the parade, and I know it's underway, guys.
It is, and it is glorious. It is glorious, Teresa. You mentioned where you were near the Nolan Ryan statue. We were pretty much smack dab in the middle of AT&T Stadium and Globe Life Field right behind us. And I want to address something that Joe brought up a minute ago. He talked about the national media kind of writing this team off. Look, I'll hold up my hand and I'll say that when the Rangers kind of faltered midway through the season, at the end of the season, I wrote him off as well. And I don't know that you can really blame people because you've been burned so many times with this team. You have the bad taste in your mouth from 2011 still sticking around. And maybe it's one of the situations where you lower your expectations because you've had them high so many times and gotten hurt. In the end of when it's all said and done, though, I think the fact that this is a team that surprised people, that is maybe a year ahead of schedule, I almost think that made it sweeter for Rangers fans because when you come in expecting to win a World Series, it's anxiety ridden. And when you finally do win, it's relief. That wasn't the case here. Teresa mentioned before, it was like opening a new present on Christmas Day every game of this postseason. And when you finally open the last one, it's a World Series title. How sweet it was. And again, all those fans that hopped off the bandwagon, get back on because there is plenty of room on this train.
Well, we are watching the parade route right now, and I'm just loving seeing all of the band members, the cheerleaders, the drill team members, all from Arlington ISD, the Texas Rangers, insisting that they were the ones who had to be out here today and to play the music and to get all of these tens and thousands of fans even more hopped up on this glorious day, this Friday here in Arlington, Texas, a city where dreams really do come true, a city where Rangers fans, Mark, have waited 52 seasons for a World Series championships. They have done nothing but commit themselves to this team, and the team, like we said earlier, has reciprocated throughout the years, but this season, this postseason, has been unlike any other.
I wish I could go back in time and tell 9-year-old me, hey, you know what? This day's going to come. Toby Harrah was my favorite Rangers player back in the day, and I just remember how many times I would watch him play and wish for him to hit a home run and wish the Rangers could get over the threshold. You know what? They did it, and it is sweet.
And my husband, Captain Awesome's favorite player, Nolan Ryan, his hero to this day. Our coverage of the Rangers World Series parade continues right after this.